Today we are making a cozy mini meatball Italian soup. It's getting to be that fall weather and I'm really craving some soup. Also, I wanted to do a cooking video for you guys. So yeah, I'm super excited. If you guys want to know how to make this Italian meatball soup, then just continue watching. Tom Thumb, and I got absolutely everything that we're going to need for this recipe. I also use this app called ReciMe. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but this is the app that I use for most of my recipes that I find online. Put the link in the app and then it pulls up the recipe for me, and you can even do like ingredients, all of that stuff. So it's really, really helpful. So for this Italian soup, you're going to need some fresh Italian parsley, 3 carrots, 3 celery stalks, 1 small yellow onion, and 1 lemon. You're also gonna need 3 cups of fresh spinach, Parmigiano Reggiano, 2 different types of meats, regular ground beef, and also an Italian sausage. You can get mild or hot. I personally got hot because I like a little bit of spice, but the recipe does call for mild. You're also gonna need some chicken broth, some panko breadcrumbs. I just got the Italian one. And then the white wine is optional. I did go ahead and get it just because I feel like it's going to take the recipe to a whole new level. And then I also already had some ingredients. So you're gonna need 2 eggs, 5 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some bay leaves. Also some olive oil. We need 3 celery stalks. I'm gonna try to pick the biggest ones since these are already chopped up. I might even just do 4 for the sake of it. We're also going to need 3 carrots. I'm gonna go ahead and give these a quick little rinse just to clean them off. Now these are ready to go and we can chop those. I'm also gonna give my parsley a quick little rinse just because this one's out and I know people are kind of touching all over it. I don't need that much of it, so I'm just gonna take some of it out. If I need more, we'll get some later. I also have my trash can right here because we are going to be shredding the carrots, cutting off the stems of the parsley, so definitely have a trash can handy. We're gonna go ahead and start just shredding our carrots. I just want this first layer off, so this doesn't have to be super perfect. Also, I am not the best cook in the world, but I do love trying new recipes, different things out, and really just challenging myself. I feel like cooking should be super fun and just enjoyable, you know? So just have fun with it. I'm always a recipe girl, so I definitely do follow recipes. There are only like a few things that I actually know how to cook by heart, but that's why we try new recipes and we're trying to like expand our cooking capabilities. Okay, now I'm just gonna take all of these little shards of carrot and we're just gonna toss those. Now that we have our carrots kind of like shredded, we're gonna go ahead and just cut off these little ends, the butts. I don't know, they're just gross, so you wanna get rid of those. Now we're gonna cut our celery and our carrots into fine pieces. You can do this however you like. If you like them more chunky, keep them chunky. If you like them finer, then cut them up finer. Once I'm done chopping, I have a bowl that I'm just going to be dropping these in. And as you can probably tell, I'm not a good like culinary person. I don't know the correct skills of like chopping. You just kind of have fun with it, like I said, and just do as you please, cut how you like. There's no rules. Okay, now the carrots are all done. Moving on to the celery. We're just gonna do the exact same thing. Now for our parsley, we just need the parsley, not the stems. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my best to pluck this off. There are like little tools that you can buy that will like help you to do this process, but I don't have those. So I'm just gonna sit here and pluck this by hand. Now I have my parsley all taken off the stems. You're just gonna need about 1/3 of a cup of parsley. The next thing we're gonna be cutting up is our yellow onion. I'm only gonna do half of this because I really don't like onion that much and it's already going to be more than enough for me. If you like onion, add more. Do whatever your little heart desires, but I just personally don't fuck with onion. I'm gonna make sure that I really, really dice this up because I'm already like nervous for this. Continuing on with the prep process, we are going to need one onion, a lemon. We're just gonna take a little cup and we're going to just squeeze out as much of this juice. Wish I had a smaller strainer, but I just simply don't. So I'm basically gonna just take this lemon juice and pour it into a different container. I just don't want any of the seeds or any of that like pulp. So that's basically the only reason why I'm doing this. Now the recipe does call for 5 garlic cloves. I'm just gonna go ahead and use 6, but you can follow it to a T, change things up, do whatever you like. I'm still new to doing this whole garlic thing. So the first time I used fresh garlic, I literally did not know how to take the casings off. So if you're new to it like me, I'm a minced garlic girly, but it is a better and more fragrant taste when you use fresh garlic. So definitely try to do it. But it's just easier if you smash it. The casings will come off a lot easier. Now that we have our garlic, we're going to take one of these little nifty things and we're going to make minced garlic. If you don't have one of these, you can 100% just do it with a knife, but it is definitely a lot easier when you have tools to make your life easier. This definitely does take some strength. I think that is the final thing that we needed to really prep. So now we can move on to making our meatballs. So for your meatball mixture, you're gonna need a large bowl, 1 pound of regular sausage. I'm just gonna dump that into our bowl. And then you're gonna need about a ½ pound of your Italian sausage. So only put in half of this one. Now we're gonna add 2 eggs in. 3/4 cups of this panko breadcrumbs. 3/4 cup of our Parmesan. We're just gonna dump that in. 1/3 cup of our parsley that we already prepped. You're gonna need about a tablespoon of some salt. Honestly, I'm just eyeballing this. I have no clue if this is gonna be like super fucking salty or not enough. About a tablespoon of black pepper, and then about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. You're gonna need some extra plates, and I'm going to be using gloves for this part because we're basically going to mush all of this together and then make a bunch of little mini meatballs. Cooking really is such a workout, especially stuff like this. Now we have our mixture all mixed up. It just looks like this, and we're basically just going to take little amounts of it and roll it up into little mini meatballs. Kind of something like that. This is gonna take an eternity. I'm not excited. I feel like my meatballs are about to start getting bigger and bigger just because this is gonna take me forever. Done making my meatballs, and that made me almost 3 plates. So this is a little bit of a time-consuming part of the recipe, but definitely is going to be worth it in the end. Hopefully these angles are okay because this is my first time really filming like a full-on cooking video that I can recall. So we have our pot here. I'm just gonna be using 1 big pot. You could do your meatballs in a different pan, but I just want to do less dishes. So we're just gonna be using 1 big little soup pot here. We're gonna do a medium heat for this, and we're gonna just firstly cook our meatballs. I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil to my pan. Now we're gonna take all our meatballs and add these in. You don't really need to cook them all the way through. You just want to brown them. The meatballs, we are going to be cooking them more later on whenever we make our broth, so you don't need to really cook these all the way through. You just kind of want them to be brown on the edges. Your meatballs should kind of look like this. Now I'm just going to take them and transfer them over into another little bowl just so we save those for later. Now we can finally get on to making our soup base. So we're going to add in some olive oil. We're going to add our veggies and our minced garlic. This smells so good already. You're gonna cook your veggies for about 6 to 7 minutes. Then after that, we're gonna add in our pasta. We're gonna need about 3/4 cup of this mini pasta. You can use whatever mini pasta you can find. This is literally the only one that I could find. Just a little bit more. We're gonna cook this together for about 1 to 2 minutes just so we kind of toast up that pasta. It almost looks like rice. It's so little. I've never seen pasta this small. Now is where we're going to add in our wine. We're going to need a third cup of this. I just got the Marlowe brand. Mine was actually discounted, so I got it for $13, but usually it's like 30. You could use any white wine, or this is even optional, so you don't actually need it, but we're gonna be adding it. You could also drink this with your meal. We're just gonna stir this in, making sure we get all of the goodness from the bottom. Now we're gonna add in our chicken broth. It says that we need 6 half cups of chicken broth, so I don't know why it didn't just like put the full thing. 3 cups of chicken broth, basically. I'm gonna just add some more because that's what my heart desires. I'm also turning up my heat just so we can get this bringing to a boil. We're also gonna add in our lemon juice. We're also gonna add in our meatballs. I'm also gonna go ahead and put in my 2 bay leaves. Her recipe did not call for extra seasonings, but I just feel like I have to put them in. So I'm gonna put in a few seasonings. Start with some oregano. I'm kind of just eyeballing these, so season with your heart. We have some Italian seasoning, some more garlic powder. I'm also gonna do just a little bit of onion powder. And then lastly, some parsley flakes. And then just give that a good little stir. I also went ahead and added in some more fresh Parmesan just because I want it to be real cheesy, and we're gonna add some more to the top. Now that we have it at a boil, I'm gonna just go ahead and reduce the heat. And now is where we're gonna add in our spinach. Add in as much of this as you would like. Totally up to you. I'm honestly not the biggest spinach fan, so I don't think I'm gonna add in that much, but obviously I do want the spinach in there. And just mix that in as well. It already looks so good and smells even better. Now we just wait for about 15 minutes just to let the spinach wilt, and then we'll be ready to serve it up. Our soup is now done. I am so excited to try this. Da, 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 da. It looks unreal. Look at how delicious this soup looks. Absolutely unreal. Let's try it. Definitely need to get a little bit of everything in the bite. Bon appetit. It's so hot. Wow, it's so good though. Definitely just burnt my mouth, but it is so, so good. Exactly what I needed. I'm gonna be having mine with some Milo sweet tea. This is by far the best sweet tea I've had that's just like already pre-made. Specifically the extra sweet one, top tier. Thank you so much for cooking with me. If you tried this recipe, please let me know in the comments down below, or even send me a picture on Instagram. I would love to see you guys recreate it. Probably gonna be one of my new favorite things to cook, but when I have some time on my hands, because she did take a little minute. Bye guys.